Hi friends, welcome to Solidworks with Dow. Today we'll be designing corner shelf 1. All dimensions are in inches. Material is 3/4 inch thick wood, pine. Dowels are birch at 5/16 of an inch in diameter by 1.5 inches long. Starting from the front view, the overall height of the corner shelf is 63 inches. The overall width is 20.609 inches at the bottom and 9.5 inches at the top. The first shelf starts off from the top edge to the center of the shelf at 2 3/4 inches. And from then on, from shelf to shelf, the spacing is equal at 12 3/4 inches apart. Now looking at the top view, the first shelf is at 8 3/4 inch radius. Second shelf has a radius of 11 inches. Third shelf has a radius of 13 1/4 inches. Fourth shelf has a radius of 15 1/2 inches. Fifth shelf has a radius of 17 1/2 inches. The shelves are at 90 degrees. Now moving on to the right side view, the right frame consists of 5 parts. The vertical piece here, the angle piece at 10 degrees, the top piece, the middle piece, and the bottom piece. The spacing between the top piece and the middle piece is 23 1/8 of an inch apart, and it's the same thing from the middle piece to the bottom piece. The spacing is 23 1/8 of an inch apart. On the frame, there are 10 screw holes. Okay, and then also on the left frame, there's also 10 screw holes. The screw holes has a diameter of 0.156 inches, and they're spaced on this vertical piece 12 3/4 inches apart, center to center. It's 5 of them here, and then there's 5 holes on the left side, on the angle side here, and they're spaced 12.947 inches apart. Now moving on to the section AA view. The section A view is showing the left side of the frame, and it's showing the spacing of the dowels. And the dowels are in pairs. There's 12 of them on each side of the frame, 12 for the right frame and 12 for the left frame. So here they're spaced 25 1/2 inches apart on the vertical piece, and then on the angle piece they're spaced 25.894 inches apart here on the left side, on the angle side. Now there's a detail B view here, and it's showing that the diameter of the dowel hole is at 5/16 of an inch in diameter, and also the length of the dowel hole is 1 5/8 long. That gives a little bit of play on both sides of the dowel at 1/16 of an inch for some glue and for the dowels to fit in. Okay, and the dowels are, as mentioned earlier, 5/16 of an inch in diameter by 1.5 inches long, and there's 12 on the right side frame and 12 dowels on the left side frame. So let's get started and design this corner shelf 1. File, new, part, okay. Save drawing as corner shelf 1. Go to Systems option, Document Properties tab, Units. Make sure the drawing is in inches. Dimensioning in length to 3 decimal places. Okay. Apply scene. I'm going to change the scene to plain white. I'm going to start off by drawing in the right plane. Select right plane. Sketch. Draw a rectangle. Okay. I'm going to window select these 2 vertical lines, make relations vertical. It's not showing here. Okay. Window select these 2 horizontal lines, make relations horizontal. Okay. I'm going to show relations here. And it's horizontal, horizontal, vertical, and vertical. I'm going to turn it off now. Okay. Dimension, smart dimension. 2.375, 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Dimension vertical line here, 63 inches. Okay, I'm gonna select this point, bottom right corner. Hold shift, select the origin, make a coincident relation. Okay, so the drawing is fully defined. I'm going to continue to draw the other parts, line, in the same view. According to the drawing, this angle between this line and this line is 10 degrees. Okay. I'm going to apply smart dimension from this point to this point. 8.750, 8 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm gonna deselect smart dimension. Now I just want to add relations. Select this point, select this line, make coincident. Oops, gonna undo that. Select this point, hold shift, that line, make coincidence. Okay, so I'm gonna select this point, hold shift, select that line, make coincident. All right, move this up a bit. I'm gonna offset this line now, offset 2.375, 2 3/8 of an inch. From this, it's going outside, I want it inside. Okay, I'm gonna draw a line. This point, keep it at 180 degrees horizontal. I'm gonna extend this line, trim this line, power trim it. Okay, I'm gonna add relations to this one, make it horizontal. Okay, I'm gonna do the same down here. Draw a line at 180 degrees to the horizontal. I'm gonna trim this, trim that, power trim, okay. Select this horizontal line, make relations horizontal. Okay, drawing is fully defined. Now I'm gonna draw the other parts in this right side view too. So I'm gonna draw a line, horizontal, 180 degrees, dimension. I'm gonna make that horizontal relation just to make sure. Smart dimension from here to here, according to the drawing, is 1.55625 of an inch. Okay, inches. All right. Offset 2.375, 2 3/8 of an inch. Okay. Down. I'll move that up a bit, and I'm going to do an offset again. 23.125 according to the drawing, from this line to this line. Okay, offset again. 2.375, 2 3/8 of an inch, from there to there. Okay, and then 23.125, 23 1/8 of an inch, from this line down. Okay, one more offset, 2.375. Okay, this line down. Okay, now we're going to extend and trim. Extend entities, extend, 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 extend. Okay, and now trim, power trim. Okay, trim that line, these two lines, and these two lines. Okay, so we have our right side of the frame. Okay, now we're going to do some extruding. Features, extruded boss base, selected contours. Okay, I'm going to go, I don't want midplane, I want blind. I want it to be the thickness of the wood, 3/4 of an inch pine, so 0.750. And I want it to go to the right side, so the arrow is showing to the right side. Okay, and selected contours. I'm going to select this guy and select this piece. All right, I'm going to extrude that first. If I extrude all 5, it will be one single body. So I'm going to do these 2 parts first, and then the other 3. Okay, so now I got my 2 bodies right here, 2 solid bodies. Now I'm going to go and get the other 3. So I'm going to go here, drop down arrow, sketch, extruded boss base, line, 3/4 of an inch. I don't want to merge results. I want it to be separate bodies. And select the contours. So 1, 2, top piece, middle piece, and bottom piece. Okay, and it's going to the right again. Okay, so I now 5 solid bodies now. Okay, 5 extrusions. Okay, so now I'm going to create a plane 1. Reference geometry, plane. Select that face, and then select the inner face. And now it's highlighting mid-plane. Okay, so I'm going to show you on the top view. It's in the mid-plane of those 2 faces. Okay, so I'm going to go OK. Go back to diametric view. And it's in the middle, as you can see. Okay, now I'm going to select the plane. You can select it here or here, whatever's easier. Sketch. Okay. And I'm going to select rectangle. Draw a rectangle. Okay. Add some relations. So window select. I'm starting from the bottom, going up. All right. And I'm going to make it horizontal relation. It's not showing on my computer, but it is. Okay. And window select these 2 vertical lines. And it's not showing again. So that, but I'll show you here. And it's showing the relations here. Okay. So now I'm going to add some dimensions, smart dimension. From there to there. 2.219 according to the drawing, to the center of that line. Okay, to the center, to that line. Okay, and then I'm going to give this a dimension 1.625, 1 5/8. We're doing the dowel holes here. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to give this a dimension. This is the radius of the dowel, which is half of 0.312, so it's 0.156. Okay. I'm going to cancel the smart dimension, and I'm going to select this line, midpoint, and I'm going to hold shift, select this line right here, it's highlighted in orange, and make it coincidence. Now our drawing is fully defined. All right, I'm going to turn off relations, okay? Show relations. All right. Now I'm going to do a copy. Copy entities, keep relations, X and Y parameters. So I'm going to select the entities, select this, window select that, and I'm going to move it down in the Y direction. So I'm going to go negative 1.219, okay, 1.219. It's the radius here, 0.156, plus the center to center distance of the holes, according to the drawings, 1.0625, 1/16 of an inch. So you add those 2 together, get 1.219. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna click anywhere. I'm gonna click the OK check mark, and it'll give me that. Okay, I'm gonna OK that. Now I'm gonna do smart dimension from this line to that line, and that's the 1.063 I want. Okay, and now I'm gonna add a relation, that line, and select that vertical line, and I'm gonna make it collinear, and the drawing is fully defined. Now I'm gonna do some more copies to get these holes on the left side. Okay, so I'm gonna go copy, select that, and now I want it to go in the X direction. And for this, from the center of that hole to the center of this hole, it's going to be 4.341. Okay, and it's going to be okay. And I'm going to select OK. It's going that way, so I'm going to add a negative to it. Go to the left, okay. It's like okay to cancel it, and then I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to do one more copy for the bottom hole. I'm going to go copy entities, select that, keep relations, okay, and it's going to be negative 4.556. Oops. So I clicked on the screen. Okay, let me see if I can just, it doesn't let me do it. Okay, I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to go copy. So I'm going to select. All right. Oops. Negative 4.556. And I'm not going to click on the screen or anywhere now. I'm just going to click OK. All right. So it gave me the copy. The smart dimension from this line to that line is 4.341. Okay. From this line to this line, 4.556. Okay. Center to center or edge to edge. All right. So I'm adding some relations now. I'm going to add this relation to this line and make it collinear. Okay, this line and this line, make it collinear. Okay, our drawing is fully defined. So let's revolve cut these dowel holes. Okay, so we're going to go features, revolve cut, axis of rotation, this line right here, blind, direction is blind, 360 degree. And we want to select the contours. So I'm going to select this contour. I'm going to do one at a time. Okay. So we can't see it, so I'm going to turn on hidden views, lines visible. And I'm going to do the second hole. I'm going to select cut resolve, revolve, sketch, revolve cut. And I'm going to go axis of revolution, select this top line here. Blind 360 degrees, select the contour, select that contour. Okay. And we've got two dowel holes. Repeat it. So select sketch 2, right here. Revolve cut. Axis of revolution. This one right here. Everything's the same. Select the contours. Select this. Okay. Rectangle. Okay. We got 3 now, and 1 more to go. Sketch. Revolve cut. Axis of revolution. This top line. Okay. Blind 360 degrees. Select the contours. Select that rectangle inside. Okay, so we got our 4 dowel holes. So let's linear pattern this revolved cut for the other parts down here. Okay, so we're gonna go and linear pattern. Okay, I'm gonna show. Direction is down. Okay. That line right there, and I want 3 instances. Right here is 3, number of instances, 3. Okay, the spacing is 25.5 inches, 25.5 inches. Okay, and the features, I want features. Okay, I'm going to delete that, clear selection, and I'm going to select that drop down arrow, and I'm going to go with the first revolve cut and the second one for that side. 1, 2, and it's going to show here in yellow. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to zoom in yellow and here. So it looks good. All right. And the edge is going down, the arrow is going down. Okay, so it's in the correct direction. Leave everything else the same. Okay. Selected bodies, auto select. Okay. So now in this hidden view, we see the other dowel holes, the other 4 are in place. Now we're going to do the same on the left side, but now this edge is on a slope or an angle, 10 degrees. So we're going to go linear pattern. Direction, choose this line. The arrow's showing down, which is the way we want it to be. The distance is longer, it's 25.84894 inches. Okay, 3 for a number of instances. Okay, linear pattern, we're going to delete that. we want the other two holes. So cut revolve, we're gonna choose that again, okay? Click that arrow, it's gonna drop down. Cut revolve 3 is this one, and cut revolve 4 is this hole right here. And we got it, everything is the same. We're gonna go okay. And just to show you, zoom out, that pattern is down here now, and here. So those 4 holes are in place. I'm gonna turn on the shaded with edges, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take this one part and this. Okay, hold shift, select them both, right click, and I'm just gonna hide it. And I'm gonna show you the holes are in place now that we can see it better. Okay, those are the dowel holes that we just patterned. Okay, and I'm gonna go undo to show those 2 pieces again. Now I'm gonna go diametric view. I'm gonna hide this one, hold shift, this one, and hold shift. And then I'm gonna right click, hide, to show you that the holes are also in these pieces, the left and the right piece. Okay, that one, that one, that one, the bottom, and the bottom, okay? And I'm gonna undo it to unhide it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off plane 1 for now. I don't need it no more. Okay. So now I'm gonna hide this piece. I'm gonna select this face right here, sketch. Select this hole, circle, convert entities. I'm gonna go to features, extruded boss. All right. And I want it to be mid-plane. I want it to be 1.5 inches. Okay, the hole is 1 5/8, so the dowel is 1.5 inches, a little smaller. I don't want merge, so I'm going to unselect merge result. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch is going into, of the dowel is going into this part, and then 3/4 of an inch of the dowel is going to go to the right part that we was just hidden. Okay, so we're going to go okay, and unmerge result. I want a separate body. Okay, I'm going to go to chamfer. And I'm going to make its angle and distance, the type, angle, distance. And I'm going to make this a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, at 45 degrees, I'm going to select this edge, and then it disappears. I'm going to select this one, internal to features, one edge, and it gives me both edges, edge 1, edge 2, okay. Now I'm going to do some copying. Okay, I'm going to go to the right view. I'm going to turn this one off too now, hide this left part. Okay, I'm going to go direct editing, move copy bodies, bodies to copy, this dowel right here. Okay, and I'm going to copy in the Y direction. Okay, so Y direction is 1.0625, 1 1/16 of an inch. Okay, and it's showing up, so I'm just going to click the Y to reverse the direction down. Okay, so I got that now. I'm going to go OK and make sure this is copy. 1. Okay, another copy. Okay, I'm going to select this one. Copy, 1. And now I'm going to move it in the Z direction. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the Z. And from earlier, it's 4.341. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to go OK. Okay, now I'm going to select this. Okay, I'm going to go here, move body, copy. Okay, bodies to copy, this one right here. Copy 1 again, and it's also in the Z direction. And from earlier creating the revolve cut holes, the distance is 4.556. Center to center for that hole. Okay, and I'm going to go OK. Now I have my 4 dowels in place, and I can linear pattern it, just like I did with the revolved cut dowel holes. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. I could do linear pattern from features, but I'm going to stay in direct editing, and it's the same thing. I'm going to go linear pattern, okay? And direction is this line here, okay? Oh, I'm going to choose, since I have 24.894, that's this side, so I'm going to highlight that and select this edge. The arrow's going up, I'm going to reverse it. All right, and I don't want features, I want bodies, because these dowels are bodies. Okay, so I'm going to select this one, and it's going down, and it's showing right here in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go okay. I got 3 of them. All right, so I got the other 4, so I got, now I'm going to do this linear pattern here, linear pattern, direction is this line, and the arrow showing up, I want it to go down, so I'm going to reverse the direction. The distance is shorter, so it's 25.5 inches. Okay, and number of instances, 3 again. Features, no, I want to unselect that. I want to select bodies, select this one and this. Okay, those 2 dowels. And we're going to go, okay. So just to show you, zoom out. Now we have the other 4 here, so 6 on one side, 6 on the other, that's 12 wooden dowels, okay, made out of birch. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and go to solid bodies folder here. I have 17 solid bodies, and I'm gonna go to linear pattern. That's the right piece right here, and then the left piece. I'm gonna show control, and I'm gonna right click on it and show. So I'm gonna go diametric view. Okay, I'm gonna save my drawing. All right, so now I'm gonna create the shells, but before I do that, I'm gonna go to Features tab here. I'm gonna create a plane. Okay, so Reference Geometry, Plane. I'm gonna select this top face here, and I want it to be, according to the drawing, 2.750. That's where the first shelf is, 2 3/4 inch to the center of the shelf. Okay, so I'm gonna reverse, flip offset. Okay, and I'm gonna, okay, so flip offset 2 3/4 inch. All right, okay. I'm gonna expand this out a bit so that we can see it easily. And I'm gonna go to the right side view to show you that's in the middle of this piece, which that's what we want. Okay, diametric view. Now I'm gonna select on the plane and right click, sketch. I'm gonna select I'm gonna draw my first shelf. So here I go. I'm gonna go to here and choose center point arc. Okay, center point arc. And it is, so I'm gonna select this origin point. Oops, select it. And go out horizontally and down to the right side, to this edge, to this vertical edge, okay, to this line right here, it's highlighted in orange. Okay, and I'm gonna go okay. Smart dimension, according to the drawing, it's 8.750, 8 3/4 inch. Okay. I'm gonna select this line, convert entities, select this line, convert entities. Now I'm gonna extend that line to that endpoint of that arc, and then extend this one to that endpoint of that arc, okay? And I'm going to trim now. Instead of extend, I'm going to trim that line. Now my profile is shaded, okay? I'm going to extrude, features, extrude. Okay, I want midplane, okay? And I don't want merge results, I'm going to select that, and it's 3/4 inch. The thickness of the material, so I got half going up and half going down. That's 3/8 going up, 3/8 going down. That's where I want it. I'm going to go to the right view to show you. Okay. Go back to diametric view. And unselect merge result. We want it as a solid body, midplane, sketch plane. Okay. So we got our first shelf in place. Now we're going to hide. Oh, I'm gonna leave that alone. We're gonna create more planes. We need 4 more shells, so that's the first of 5. So we're gonna go to reference geometry plane, select the first reference, that. We want it in the other direction, going down, so that's flip offset. The spacing is 12 and 3/4 of an inch, so 12.750. Okay, and we want 4 of them, so we're gonna go here, number of instances, 2, 3, and 4. So we got our 4 planes for our other 4 shells. Okay. I'm gonna turn off plane 2 because I'm finished with it for now. Oops. I gotta exit. Okay, sorry about that. I sketched on it. I wanna turn it off, hide. Plane 3. Sketch on plane 3. Okay. So I'm gonna, instead of drawing that arc, I'm gonna just use this arc from the previous shelf and offset it. So offset, it's 2 1/4 of an inch. Okay, add dimensions, so I'm gonna, there. I'm gonna dimension this as a reference so we know we're on the right track. Okay, it's 11 inches, that's correct. Okay, and I'm gonna cancel the smart dimension. I'm gonna select this line, highlight in orange, convert entities, select, hover over this, convert entities, so horizontal line, vertical line, extend. Okay, now it's shaded. I'm gonna go features, extruded boss, and same thing, midplane, sketch plane, direction is midplane, 3/4 of an inch, merge result, unselect that, okay. Turn off plane 3, hide it, select plane 4, sketch, okay, and same thing, just offset, 2 1/4 inch, add dimension, out, smart dimension, just so we know it's correct, okay, and I'm gonna deselect smart dimension. I'm gonna select this line here, convert entities, select this line here, convert entities, extend, it's shaded, features, extruded boss, okay, sketch plane, from sketch plane, direction is 1, direction 1, midplane, 3/4 of an inch, and unselect merge result. We want a separate body, and okay. So I'm gonna select this, click the plane, hide it, click this plane, sketch it on it. Okay, so offset again, 2/4 of an inch. Okay, offset out, dimension it, just so we see what it is dimensionally, okay. And deselect smart dimension, select this line, click it, convert entities, select this line here, hover over it, okay. Convert entities, now extend, okay. Go to features, extruded boss base, sketch from sketch plane, direction 1 is midplane, 3/4 of an inch, merge result, unselect it, okay. Select this 5th plane, plane 5, and hide it, we're done with it. Select the 6th plane, plane 6, sketch on it, and convert, oops, offset entities, 2 1/4 of an inch, add dimensions, okay, out, and for the 5th shelf, we're just gonna make sure, 17 3/4, that's correct, okay, deselect smart dimension, hover over this line, select it, convert entities, hover over this vertical line, convert entities, now we're gonna do the same thing, one more time, extend this one, and extend that one, our profile shaded, extruded boss base, okay, sketch plane, mid plane, unselect 3/4 of an inch thick, unselect merge result, okay, select the plane, hide it, we're done with it. So now I'm gonna go to the front view to show you. I'm gonna go to the left side view, okay, it's in the middle, everything looks good, all right, diametric view. Okay, so we're gonna add some screw holes, okay, to the frame on the right side. So we're going to use, I'm gonna close, okay, that folder. I'm going to right plane now, sketch, circle. Okay. Smart dimension, 0.156 of an inch. 156 inch, I meant. Okay. Okay. 156 thousandths of an inch. Okay. So we're gonna do a dimension vertically from here to that center of the hole. 2.750, 2 3/4 of an inch from that edge to the center of the hole. Okay. And then a horizontal dimension. We want in the middle, so it's 2.375 divided by 2. Okay. 2 3/8 divided by 2 gives us 1 3/16. So it's in the center of that piece. Now we're going to draw a center line from that center of the hole over here at 0 degrees. I'm going to add a relation of horizontal, make sure it's straight. I'm going to offset this line. Okay, I'm going to offset 1 point. Okay, I'm going to go 2.375 divided by 2 is that. And I'm going to offset this line inwards. That's the center of that piece. Okay, I'm going to do a trim. And I'm going to delete this. I don't need this now. I got my center point for the hole. Oops, this is not correct. So I got to do that again. No, I don't. Okay, so I'm just going to go draw a hole right there. And I'm going to make it equal to this hole. Okay. I'm going to do it so that smart dimension from that center to that center. Okay, 6.842. Okay. All right. I'm going to delete this line. I'm going to add a dimension. This edge to this edge. There we go. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to do linear patterning to get the other 4 holes on this side and 4 holes there, plus those 2, that gives me 10. 5 and 5 is 10. Okay, so I'm going to deselect that, smart dimension, so linear pattern. Okay, I'm going to select this line for the x-axis. I'm going to select this line, edge, okay, and I want 5 of the instances. Dimension x spacing, and the spacing is 12.750 according to the drawing, center to center from holes. Okay, entities to pattern. Okay, direction 2, I'm going to leave it alone. I only need one direction, direction 1. Okay, so this hole, it's going up, the blue line's going up. I want to reverse it, so now it's going down. And I have my holes in place where I want it, okay, in yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go okay. So you can see it's right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I'm going to do this one too, linear pattern. X-axis, I'm going to select this edge or this one. I'll select this one. The distance is different, 12.947. All right, and this is 5 again. And entities of the pattern, that hole right there. Okay, and it's showing that. Okay, so I got my 10 holes in place. Now I'm going to extrude cut it. So I'm going to diametric view to see it better and zoom in. So I want to cut it into the shelf and also outwards through the frame. So it's going to be 3/4 of an inch in and 3/4 of an inch out. So that's going to be 1.5 inches. Extruded cut, features extruded cut, zoom in. Okay, midplane is correct. Okay, and I want this to be 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and it's showing it's going to cut out and cut in both directions. And I'm going to go okay. Okay, and I'm just going to hide this to show you. Okay, hold shift and hide it. So now it's cutting into the shell, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's our screw hole positions. All right, and I'm gonna undo to unhide that. Then I'm gonna hide these 3 top, middle, hold shift, okay, right click it, hide it, and it's cutting. Oh, I didn't have to do that. Sorry, I'm showing you the, all right. So now we have our screw holes in place, 10 of them. Now we have our right side, our 5 shells, so now we're gonna mirror this to get the left side. Okay, so I'm gonna create a plane. I'm gonna select this face right here on the second shelf down, and then go to the left side and select this. Okay, so I'm creating a mid plane diagonally, 45 degrees. Okay, I'm just gonna stretch this up, click that point in the middle, and pull it out a bit, just show you. Okay, and then show you from the top view, it's 45 degrees from that edge and that edge, diagonally right in the center of that shelf, in the middle, right through. Okay, and we're gonna mirror about that plane. So I'm gonna mirror, select mirror, face, plane, okay, and then select plane 7. And bodies, I want bodies to mirror. And to select this, I don't need the shell, so I'm gonna go to the front view, and I'm gonna window select everything here on the right, okay, the side of the frame, the right side, and it's gonna give me 17 bodies, okay, and I'm gonna go, okay, I don't want merge solid, so that's good. Now I have a total of 39 bodies right here, showing right here. Okay, so now I have basically the corner shelf design. I'm gonna hide the, oh, nope, I'm not done yet. I gotta do one more feature. I'm gonna go mirror, same thing, plane. Instead of bodies now, I want the features to mirror, and I'm gonna click this arrow right here at the top left, and I want those 10 holes, the screw holes, to mirror over to the other side of the corner shelf, the left side, on the right side. Okay, I'm gonna double click that to get my 10 holes, and it's showing yellow. Okay, it's highlighting it, okay. And I'm gonna go okay, everything stays the same. And I'm gonna reverse this over, or turn this over and show you. So the holes are going through the left side of the frame pieces, but also I'm gonna select shift, right click, hide, and it's going also, it's mirrored into, okay, the cut of the holes are mirrored into the hole, the shelf and the frame, the left side. Okay, so I'm going to undo that to unhide those 2 parts. Then I'm going to diametric view. I'm going to select plane 7, hide it, and finish with it. Now all there is to do is to edit material and appearance. So I'm going to go to material not specified here. Right click it, edit material. I don't want steel, so I want it to be wood holder, and I want it to be pine, and I'm gonna apply it, close. Now everything is in pine, but I want my dowels, my wooden dowels, to be in birch, because I want to differentiate. Okay, so I'm going to hide these 4 pieces. I'm gonna select that, hold shift, select these 4, and then right click it, or this appears, hide it, so it's easy to see. I'm going to go to my front view. Okay, I'm going to select this over here. Okay, I'm going to window select this. I got my 6 dowels right there. I'm going to hold shift, select this, and I'm going to go to, okay, appearances, organic, wood folder, okay, and choose birch folder, and I want unfinished birch right down here. Double click it. I'm going to zoom in and show you that it changed. Okay, so now this is birch, the dowels, the wooden dowels are birch, all 12 of them on this left side. Now I'm going to go to the right side view. So I can select this. Okay, so right now it's pine. As you can see, it's the same here. I'm going to make it birch like the left side, so I'm going to window select those 6, and then hold shift, select this, okay, without selecting the body parts, okay, and then that, and then double click that, click on the screen. Now we got that in these 6 dowels, wooden dowels in birch. Okay, now I'm going to turn on, I'm going to go over here to the solid bodies. Okay, so these are hidden, so I'm going to select cut extrude 1, hold control, cut extrude 2, it's highlighted, mirror 1, and mirror 114. Okay, and I'm going to right click it and show it. Okay, and go to diametric view. Okay, so looking at it from the top, the left side view, the front view, right side view, and diametric view. Okay. Okay, there we have it. The corner shelf is designed. I hope you like it. If so, please subscribe to my channel, comment, and share with others. Thank you very much for watching.